Hello and good evening students and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. Let's just take a look at the daily quiz for 5th April 2023. The first question is, consider the following statements about PPAC, Petroleum Planning and Analysis Cell. It is a body under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. It provides data on the hydrocarbon sector in India. It ensures effective implementation of hydrocarbon-based subsidy schemes of the Government of India. Now PPAC, we have taken this question because this body, it celebrated its 22nd Foundation Day on 3rd April 2023, which means that it was inaugurated on this day in the year 2002. So this body, it is a very important cell of the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. So that means it does not belong to the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. However, please note that PPAC is responsible for maintaining a data bank on oil and gas sector in India, and it also analyzes the trends in the domestic and international oil and gas sector and domestic prices. So it is a very important agency when it comes to data regarding the hydrocarbons in the country. Apart from that, it also has the role of management of various schemes of Government of India like the Ujjwala Yojana, like the PM Garib Kalyan Yojana, LPG subsidy and gas pricing schemes, subsidy on PDS and domestic LPG and freight subsidy for far-flung areas. And moreover, it is also responsible for forecasting and evaluation of the import and export trends of petroleum in India. So out of these statements, this is a wrong statement. This, however, is correct, and this is also a correct statement. So our correct answer over here will be B, that is 2 and 3. The next question is about the various passes in India. How many of the following pairs of passes and locations are correctly matched? Nathula Pass, Sikkim; Baralachala Pass, Arunachal Pradesh; Lipulekh Pass, Uttarakhand; Palghat Pass in Maharashtra. Now yesterday, a severe avalanche, it took place in the state of Sikkim on the highway connecting Gangtok to the Nathula Pass. Now this highway, it is also known as Jawaharlal Nehru Marg. Now Nathula, it is a very important trading post between India and China, and it forms a part of an offshoot of the ancient Silk Route. And that is why it is a very important pass both economically and socially for India. So this is a correct one. What about Baralachala Pass? Now this pass, it is important for connectivity with the Union Territory of Leh and Ladakh. Through this pass, the Manali-Leh highway, it passes through and it connects Himachal Pradesh with Union Territory of Leh and Ladakh. So it is not in Arunachal Pradesh. About the Lipulekh Pass. Now this pass, yes, it is located in the state of Uttarakhand, connecting Uttarakhand with Tibet. It is again an important border post for India and China, and even the travelers who go to the Mansarovar pilgrimage, they also travel through this pass. What about Palghat Pass? It is one of the passes in the southern part of India. It is located in the Western Ghats between the states of Tamil Nadu and Kerala, and also between the Nilgiri Hills in the north and the Anamalai Hills towards the south. So out of these, this is correct and this is correct, and only 2 pairs are correctly matched. The next question is with regards to heat waves in India. Now with the increase in climate change and global warming, India will become in the future, according to a report by World Bank that was given in the year 2018, India will become a hotspot of heat waves by the year 2050. So that is why it becomes important to understand the disaster that is the heat waves. Which are the correct statements? Heat waves are declared when the temperature of any place goes beyond 40 degrees Celsius. The IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, is the nodal agency for the declaration of heat and cold waves. We have taken this particular question because according to an article in the Hindu, it has been mentioned that due to greater certainty of an El Nino year, there might be reduced rainfall in India during the months of June to September. Now, what is the problem with that? Because there will be lesser amount of rain in these months and there might be a delay in the monsoons, the heat wave conditions which usually sustain between March to the month of May, they might also get extended. So it becomes very necessary for us to not just focus on the monsoon predictions and monsoon planning, but also on heat waves. And it requires us to prepare us proper action plans in order to manage these heat wave conditions, which will not only cause health impacts, but will also be adversely impacting the society, as the availability of water will also reduce along with heat waves. The water, not just for domestic but also for agricultural use, will be reduced. Now, what is the criteria for declaration of the heat waves? The Indian Meteorological Department, it has the responsibility, it is the nodal agency for declaration of the heat waves, and heat wave is considered if the maximum temperature of a station reaches at least 40 degrees centigrade or more for plain areas and 30 degrees centigrade or more for the hilly areas. Now, the heat wave is declared when the departure from the normal temperature is 4.5 to 6.4 degrees Celsius, and a severe heat wave is declared when the departure from normal is more than 6.4 degrees Celsius. However, there is another criteria for declaration of these heat waves. When the actual maximum temperature is greater than equal to 45 degrees Celsius, then it is a heat wave in any location. And if the maximum temperature goes beyond 47 degrees Celsius, then it is a severe heat wave. Now, please note that this criteria should be met in at least 2 stations in the meteorological subdivision, or at least for 2 consecutive days. If it is continuing for 2 consecutive days, then on the second day it is declared that this place is undergoing a heat wave. For the coastal regions, if the departure is more than 4.5 degrees Celsius, or if the actual maximum temperature, the absolute maximum temperature is 37 degrees Celsius or more, then it is considered a heat wave. So we have different criteria for plains, for hilly areas and the coastal areas. So over here, this will be a wrong statement. It's not any place. Only if in the plain region it goes beyond 40 degrees Celsius and the departure from normal is beyond a certain limit, then it is declared a heat wave. For the hilly areas, it's 30 degree centigrade or more. And for the coastal regions, it is an absolute increase of temperature beyond 37 degrees Celsius. This, however, is correct. Yes, the Indian Meteorological Department is the nodal agency for declaration of heat waves and cold waves. So the correct answer is B. The next question is about the latest development in the field of science and technology. What is RLV-LEX that has been in the news lately? Now, UPSC does have the pattern to ask such questions where they ask just about a term and they expect you to answer as to what is it related to. The options are: it is a new species of dinosaur that has been discovered in the state of Madhya Pradesh in India. It is a new class of antibiotics developed by the French pharmaceutical company Sanofi. It is a newly discovered most distant quasar that has been captured by the James Webb Telescope. It is the reusable launch vehicle that will be used for the future manned missions of ISRO. We have taken this question because recently the Indian Space Research Organization, it demonstrated a precise landing experiment for the reusable launch vehicle in Karnataka. Now, this reusable launch vehicle, it was first to be tested in 2010. However, that trial was put off due to certain technical problems. Then till 2016, the RLV development, it took a backseat because India wanted to develop its GSLV technologies. Then in 2016, the first trial of a reusable launch vehicle was done. Now, this reusable launch vehicle, what do you mean by that? It means that this launch vehicle, it can be sent to the space, then it will come back and land on Earth, and then it can again be used. So it is reusable. So in future, it will be highly useful for India, especially for its manned missions. So over here, we know that this is the correct answer. However, you can find the answer through the elimination technique as well. Whenever a new species of dinosaur or any new species is discovered, generally, its name is in two parts. It is given a proper scientific name. So this is not it. This is not the name of any species. It cannot be name of any species. When it comes to quasars or any other celestial bodies, when they are discovered, their names, they also consist of certain alphabets plus certain numerals. So this and this is eliminated. The confusion can be about this or this. However, if you expand RLV, it is reusable launch vehicle. So even without knowing the details about other three things, you can directly mark the correct answer. Now we go to a PYQ from the year 2014. Consider the following statements. Animal Welfare Board of India is established under the Environment Protection Act of 1986. National Tiger Conservation Authority is a statutory body. National Ganga River Basin Authority is chaired by Prime Minister. Now, with a lot of fanfare around big cats in the country right now, because we have recently introduced cheetahs, we recently on 1st April had the 50th anniversary of the Project Tiger. So that is why such kind of questions, they again are very important for us. Now what about the correct answer? This is a wrong statement. The Animal Welfare Board of India, it was not started under EPA. It finds its mention under the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act of 1960. The nodal agency of this is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. The NTCA, National Tiger Conservation Authority, was established in the year 2005 under the provisions of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. The National Ganga River Basin Authority, which has now been replaced by National Ganga Council under the River Ganga Rejuvenation Protection and Management Authority's Order of 2006. It is chaired by the Prime Minister of India, and the Union Minister for Jal Shakti is the Vice Chairperson for the new authority, that is National Ganga Council. So you need to be updated. This is an old question and that is why the old authority has been asked about. It has now become the National Ganga Council. Now the responsibility of this council is the implementation of the National Mission for Clean Ganga. So out of these, this is wrong, these are correct, and our correct answer is B. Now we come to the fact of the day, which is about Jal Jeevan Mission. Just yesterday, I asked you one question regarding what scheme has the government of India started to provide tapped water to rural households. And many of you gave the correct answer that it is Jal Jeevan Mission. So yes, this Jal Jeevan Mission, it has shown a great achievement and it has covered 60% of the total rural households under the tapped water. So about the scheme. The scheme was announced in 2019 on 15th August with the aim to provide all the rural households with adequate quantity of water of prescribed quality. So we are not just talking about quantity, we are also talking about quality. The overall financial commitment for the scheme is 3,600 billion rupees or 43.8 billion US dollar. So that means that it is one of the largest welfare programs in the world right now. Now apart from the rural households, in order to focus on health and well-being of children, more efforts have also been made to provide tap water connections in rural schools, Anganwadis and ashram shalas for drinking, cooking, midday meal, hand washing and for use in the toilets. Now this scheme, it follows a bottom-up approach. So what does that mean? It is that this Jal Jeevan Mission is being implemented as a decentralized, demand-driven, community-managed program. So under this scheme, more than 5.24 lakh Pani Samitis, also known as Village Water and Sanitation Committees, have been formed and 5.12 lakh Village Action Plans have been prepared in order to manage, operate and maintain in village water supply infrastructure. There has been an active participation of people, especially the women and rural communities, so that long-term drinking water security can be provided to all the members of the local communities. Now, under this, the states and the union territories, they are also providing support to the Gram Panchayats by engaging implementation support agencies to facilitate the constitution of these village water and sanitation committees for community mobilization. They also provide these Gram Panchayat support in preparing village action plans and carrying out activities post infrastructure construction. Moreover, this scheme, it is not just providing water, it has also led to skill development and employment provisioning to the local people. So under this scheme, various people are trained as plumbers, as electricians for operating and repairing the motors and so on. So this has a 360-degree coverage, not just for the basic needs but also for job related needs of the rural people. So that is all about today's daily quiz. I hope you were able to understand all the concepts. So do not forget to let us know how many questions were you able to guess correctly. So thank you very much and have a very good day ahead.